I'm Michael Santos, founder of Prison Professors, continuing with our daily discussion series. Today we are going to be talking about a separate article that's called Document the Strategy. I want you to be thinking today about what seeds you can sow to memorialize how effective you have been in preparing or architecting your pathway to success. You see, jails and prisons and the entire criminal justice system, it really makes it difficult for people who want to emerge successfully with their dignity intact, with opportunities to thrive and prosper. While going through 26 years in prison, I learned lessons from many leaders, and those leaders helped me really understand the importance of memorializing the journey and documenting success. You could be doing that as well, and nothing is really stopping you from doing that other than your own commitment. You got to want it. I hated being in jail. I hated being in prison, but I was in there for 9,500 days, and because I hated it so much, every day I had to work to say, how am I going to emerge from here strong, with my dignity intact, with opportunities to thrive and prosper and not pursue this pathway of mediocrity? That's what we want for you, and that's why we offer these lessons, these daily discussions on what can you do to really build yourself into the best possible person that you can be. Again, my name is Michael Santos. I would never ask anyone to do anything that I didn't do while going through 9,500 days in prison, and that I am not still doing today. So let's go ahead and turn to today's lesson, which I'll just click over here on my screen. And we're talking about documenting the strategy. And the blurb for today's article is, when we're in a problem, we must navigate our way to success. By studying leaders, we learn techniques that they use to overcome challenges. The same strategies that worked for other leaders can also work for us. It is a technique that anyone can use to grow. Become the CEO of your life by documenting a strategy that you designed to succeed. Now, I would love to say that this is my pathway, that I did this on my own, but the reality is that I always paid attention and tried to learn from leaders. That's why I'm sharing this with you. I can't prove worthy of all the guidance and advice that I received if I don't live as an ambassador of that message, an ambassador of personal development. And that's why we reach into jails and prisons every day, not only there, but just try to reach every justice-impacted person in America and say, today is the day to start sowing seeds for your success, and you can do so by really paying attention to leaders. So let me start reading. I hated being in jail, yet my dislike for circumstances that followed terrible decisions I made didn't matter. The onus would be on me to make a change. Reading that story about Socrates helped me to understand that as an American citizen, I had duties, responsibilities, and obligations. Some people go to jail or prison because of social injustices or mistakes. That wasn't the situation with me. Rather than making a mistake by selling cocaine, I made a series of bad decisions. Socrates taught that if we trained ourselves to ask the right questions, we could work toward better solutions. As human beings, all of us face many struggles. All of us face challenges. The choices we make when facing challenges will define who we are and what we become. I could not change the bad decisions I made during the recklessness and the reckless years of my youth. Yet by learning the art of Socratic questioning, I could project myself into the future. I could look toward the best possible outcomes. The judge presiding over my case sentenced me to 45 years. If authorities awarded the maximum amount of good time credits, I could satisfy that term in 26 years. But I hadn't been alive that long. Still, I could begin projecting into the future. I wanted to walk out of prison unscathed, capable of walking into any room without the social stigma of incarceration. If I succeeded, I would confidently walk into any room, knowing that no one would dismiss me with the assumption that I had been in prison for a quarter century. I believed I'd have to prove worthy of a second chance. I needed a strategy. That strategy began by thinking about the people I wanted to meet in the future. I intended to meet leaders and understood that they would assess every aspect of my life. Those projections helped me to establish a 3-part strategy that would help me succeed. I would work to earn academic credentials, believing those credentials would lead to new opportunities. I would work to contribute to society in meaningful, measurable ways. And 3, I would work to build a strong support network. By documenting this strategy, I could invite others to hold me accountable. In time, I hope the plan would help me triumph over mass incarceration's injustices and ancillary consequences. So here are the questions for you. What strategy have you engineered to work towards success as you have defined success? In what ways does your strategy differentiate your approach to success from other similarly situated people? How do you anticipate your future employer would respond to the strategy that you engineered? In what ways does your strategy show that you're acting with a CEO mindset? And the word of the day is onus. I want you to define onus and to use onus in a sentence. Now, I think that you can see how this strategy gives you an ability to start architecting your own plan. And remember, to succeed through any kind of struggle, any kind of challenge, we always have to really define success, as we discussed in previous lessons, but then we have to create our plan and put priorities in place. We have to develop our own tools, tactics, and resources, and then we have to execute our plan. That's the way you became successful in other areas of your life, whether it was as an athlete, whether it was as being a better father or mother or child or citizen or successful in business, right? You always had to think, what's going to be the plan? What are the priorities I have to put in place? How am I going to move forward every single day? Well, regardless of where authorities keep you, regardless of where you are in the journey, you could be using these strategies to say, I'm going to architect my way toward a better plan. That might be a better plan of getting ready for sentencing for some people. It might be a better plan of saying, I'm going to get ready for a more successful journey through prison. I'm going to get ready for the next business that I am going to build. I am going to be the CEO of my life. That's what we teach at Prison Professors, a self-directed pathway to be the best in the world at what you want to become. You don't live and allow external people or external forces to define success in your life. You've got to do it. That's what I learned while going through 26 years in prison. And it didn't matter if I was locked in a high security penitentiary, a medium security correctional institution, low security, minimum security camp. I went through the entire journey. But every day, the focus was on how can I be the best in the world at what I want to do? Not as others define it, but as I define it. My name is Michael Santos. I'm the founder of Prison Professors. I believe in you. If you're watching this or listening to this outside, I do hope that you will subscribe to our channel. But if you're locked inside of a jail or a prison, I urge you to work through all of the Prison Professors programs. Document your journey. Reach out to us. Allow us to help you because we need your help. This is a collaborative effort to improve the culture of confinement, but also to persuade legislators on why we need more mechanisms that will allow people to earn freedom at the soonest possible time. I can't succeed in my job out here of trying to advocate for people in prison unless people in prison are showing that they're avoiding disciplinary infractions, they're staying away from drugs, they're focusing on preparing for success upon release. That's the magic. And I am asking you for help, but as I said, I would never ask anybody to do anything that I didn't do. So you will see my commitment to bringing more content every day into jails and prisons. So regardless if you're locked in the hole, regardless if you are in a cell or someplace that doesn't have access to education, I want to obliterate excuses that say, oh, they don't care about rehabilitation. Who cares what they care about? I care about you. I care about what you care about and how can you work toward achieving your highest potential. That's what Prison Professors is about. Learn how to become comfortable with being uncomfortable and learn how to succeed anyway. I'm Michael Santos, and I believe in you. Thanks.